Hey, welcome to the channel. This is my first video post to YouTube, and my channel is dedicated to outdoor dog adventures, which means a lot of different things, but I own a dog walking and dog boarding business, and I'm heading to my first walk of the day. Forgot to unplug my car. Just a minor hiccup. Let's go. And we're off. So I've owned this dog walking and dog boarding business for 16 years now. And we're headed to my first walk. I started this after volunteering for a dog rescue, I think for a total of about 5 years. And it's also where I met my wife, Katie. Done a lot of different things career-wise, a lot, but never anything for near this long. So that gave me the idea to try to do something that would, as you can see, I'm not a young guy. So I wanted to do something that I could get up every morning and look forward to it. Something that would get me outdoors and possibly a little exercise. So I combined all those things, and this is what I came up with. Pay's not great. Anyway, I love it, and I'll do it as long as they let me. Warn you right up front that from time to time, when you see me interact with the dogs, I'm going to use the baby doggy voice, and you're not going to like it, but I can't help it, and that's just the way it is. I love to hike and camp. I love to combine my hiking and camping with my dogs. I have 2 personal dogs, Joey, a bloodhound, and Rio, a little mix. But they have no manners, and that's my fault. bit rainy today. 46 degrees. Nice, very nice for this time of year. That's about average. Let's see, what is today? The 27th of January, 2025. Had 3 walks today. One of my longtime dogs, Amos, a giant schnauzer. I guess I've been walking him for, I think, 8 or 9 years, since he was a little dog. He ended up being about 180 pounds at his peak, but he passed away 2 weeks ago. So I'm down to just a handful of dogs right now, and that's part of it though. That's, the dogs do come and go, whether they pass away or the owners get a new job, have to move to a new city. That's the most common thing that happens, just passing away or a new job. Once I walk a dog, once they hire me, I feel like I do a really good job, and they know that, and I generally walk the dog for the rest of its life. So, as you can imagine, it's super sad when they pass away. I mean, I'm generally with them 5 days a week for their whole life. Sweet and the sour, huh? Good with the bad. This first dog is quite a ways from my house, probably 20 minutes. But all the other dogs are in the same area, within 10-minute drive or so. Luckily here in this area the weather's really good, pretty mild. We're lucky if we get 1 or 2 snows a year. It rains a good bit, but for the most part, it's nice weather. Summer is the hardest part. Summer in the south. 90 to 95 degrees during the middle of the day, not uncommon. And that gets pretty rough. Dogs don't like it. I don't like it. But doggies gotta go outside. Stay in school, kids. Stay in school. We have arrived. So this is Dundee. First walk of the day. Hey buddy, hey, say hey to the people. Dundee, like Mick Dundee. Where are we going? All right, let's go. So, like I said, I have only 3 walks today. Usually it's 5 or 6, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And no dogs in my kennel at home. January is a pretty slow month, typically. People have spent their money, they've done all their traveling, and February usually picks up, but January usually pretty slack. I have 2 kennels. Can hold anywhere from 2 to 6 dogs at a time. Sorry about that. And it's booked. Usually, I think it's for the past. I started the walking business first, but I've done the kennel business for at least 10 years. And it is booked somewhere around 200 nights a year. So and that requires me to let the dogs out, take them for a walk 4 to 5 times a day. And I usually start at around 6:30 or 7 in the morning, and the last one's around 10 at night. So when it's full, that's an extra 8 to 10 walks a day that I have to do. And when you've had dogs in there for 30 to 45 days in a row, which sometimes happens, that includes Saturday and Sunday, so it can get to be a grind. That's why when the kennel is empty, I don't complain, because it's a nice break and there's nothing I can do about it anyway. So I'll show that when we get back to the house this afternoon. So a nice area to walk for Dundee. See, we've been, if we can see that, we're at about 6 minutes. So we'll just keep going. Let's go, buddy. Here comes a car. Still on the walk. We've just passed by 3 cars, so I had to shut the camera off, which I think is a record. I usually don't see anybody, and that's the way we like it. Let's go! Let's go! Yeah! So we are heading back to Dundee's house. We've been out almost 20 minutes. Yeah! That's about the normal length most of my walks. I've seen some dog walkers that do it different depending on where they live, where they're able to round up all the dogs and take them in one session. Where I typically just go to their house and walk them at their house. It's just the safest way, and it's funny because I don't like that many dogs that have more than one dog. It's usually one dog. Much easier that way, for sure. You're almost there. Good job, buddy. So that was Dundee's walk. We're heading to the next one. I've been walking Dundee for about 2 years, maybe. He was really young when I started. But I had also walked their previous dog for maybe 5 years until he passed. And that was Alec Baldwin. He was a rescued greyhound. Now, our next contestant is Fonzie. Fonzie started out as a boarding dog maybe 6 or 7 years ago. He's a mixed breed. He's some kind of baby cattle dog. But yeah, been walking him 5 days a week for at least 5 years. He's a good boy. And we will head that way. Okay, since we got a little ride here, look, I don't know if anybody is going to be interested in these little videos. I'm just putting them up for myself. I'm not getting any younger. I'm 62. I know, you're shocked. Anyway, I'm 62. And I would like to have, whenever it is that I am not here anymore, I'd like to have a way for, to preserve the time that I was here. I'm not getting weird, I'm super healthy, but you never know. I wouldn't say I'm super healthy. I'm healthy. But my mom is still living. She's still with us. She is 92 and pretty dadgum feisty. A little too feisty, actually. Yeah. She needs to dial it back a little bit. kinds of YouTube channels. I've always loved it. I think I started watching them back in 2002, either 2004 or 2005. You know, I just find it much more entertaining. Sometimes, you know, there's things that aren't entertaining. But you get a glimpse, a little slice of how other people live. And I love it. I love it. I can't tell you how many videos I've watched of someone building their own fire and starting their own fire. And I know how to start a fire. But I don't know, there's something about watching somebody out in the wilderness, camping, sleeping, hiking. Get enough of it, and all kinds of other stuff. And when I look at the comments, one of the channels that I watch a lot and I love is Foresty Forest. This guy pretends he's just a mild-mannered, everyday guy, which he actually was. He was working in a factory and decided to shoot some videos, but he is really an accomplished mountain climber, I guess. He goes in some places that are unbelievable. The Canadian Rockies and all over, really. But when I look in the comments and I'll see people getting so much joy from the things that he does, and they'll, you know, it'll be people older than me that say, you know, I used to be able to do this, my knees are shot now, I can't do it, but man, the joy that your videos bring to me, you know, it's just, that does it. That's just, I know there's a lot of stuff that isn't worth your time, but there's a lot of good things out there, and hopefully this will be one of them for somebody. To Fonzie's house. Let's go. We have arrived at Fonzie's house. This is Fonzie. Who's a good boy? That's Fonzie. Fonzie has just heard his dad's truck start up. So he will be in a super rush to get back home before he leaves. I think. doctor appointment. This time we got Levi and Willow. Levi is a walk, and Willow, Levi's housemate, is a pretty old dog, and she only requires a let out. She can't really do a walk, but she's very sweet. Levi is, I believe, a pit mix. They got him on a Sunday when he was a puppy, about a year old, I believe. Maybe 2. They got him on a Sunday, called me, and I started walking him on Monday. So they've only known him one more day than I have. That was probably 5 years ago, maybe longer. Rain is coming down a little bit heavier than before, but I won't be outside but about 20 minutes. We are approaching Levi and Willow's house. Can I get the gate open? There it goes. All right. Heading up the drive. And we are here. This is Willow. She's a sweet baby. Aren't you? Well, boys and girls, that's it for today. Levi and Willow. I had a good visit with them. And now I am heading home to see my pups. And since it's raining, probably won't do much today. Thus ends the first day. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. See you on the next one.